Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry. Let me know if y'all can hear me this time. I just was talking away. Good afternoon. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, wherever you're tuning in from. Good afternoon. Please let me know if you can hear me. I was just talking away and y'all couldn't hear me. I'm sorry. I was muted. Okay, you can hear me. Good. Hey, Paulette, thank you so much. I'll wait a few minutes. I will wait a few minutes before I start. This PPP loan and these, it's a lot. It's a lot. And I can tell you now, if you got the PPP loan, you're going to be 95.999%, you're going to be audited. It doesn't matter how large your loan was. But we're going to talk about it. Give me a second. Let me get my tools together. For those of you that don't know who I am, I'm Melinda Talbert. I was about to say Melinda Baldwin. Baldwin is my maiden name. I'm forever a Baldwin. I am Melinda Talbert, the owner of MJ Talbert Audit Group. We are now an audit group because audits it's increased 500%. And with this new PPP information that I'm about to give y'all, you'll understand why. Let me see if I can see who's all on here. I'll try to monitor y'all questions in the chat box. Hey, Cassie. Hey, Chauncey. Hey, brother, I love you too. Hey, Nat. Okay, we got quite a few people on. Let me pull up my screen. So there was a revenue procedure released from the Internal Revenue Service that gave us, when I say us, I'm talking about tax preparers and enrolled agents and CPAs, any people that are paid to have their other people's taxes prepared. So they released this revenue procedure and it gave us detailed information on how to handle the PPP loan with this year's taxes. So I don't fully understand why a lot of preparers don't know what to do, but hopefully after this live, tax preparers and taxpayers will have a better understanding on how to handle the PPP loan. So there's a lot of confusion and conflicting information on whether or not the PPP loans are taxable. Yes, the income is tax exempt. And I'm going to try to simplify this as much as I can without using the tax technical terms. So although the PPP loan income is tax exempt, there is still a statement that you have to add to your tax return if you receive the PPP loan. Okay. There were a 1040 draft instructions that were released back in December. And I'm going to read you exactly what it states. And also keep in mind the information that I'm about to give you, this is on a federal level. Federal and state sometimes have different laws when it comes to taxes. There are some states that are taxing the PPP loan. I can speak for the state of Georgia and the state of Alabama. Any information that I'm about to give you, it's the same for your state as well. But for other states, you need to check your state laws because it can be different. Okay. All right. So I'm going to read you this. The forgiveness of a PPP loan creates tax-exempt income. So although you don't need to report the income from the forgiveness of your PPP loan, you do need to report certain information related to your PPP loan on your tax return. If you have tax-exempt income resulting from the forgiveness of a PPP loan, you have to attach a statement. Okay, and I'm going to tell you what all you need to put in that statement. You have to attach a statement to your return reporting each taxable year for which you are applying for the revenue procedures. I'm not going to go into detail with the revenue procedures, but I will attach the link in the comments in a minute. And tax preparers, this is something that you need to read and use as a guide on how to handle your clients that receive the PPP loan. So it states, if you have tax-exempt income resulting from the forgiveness of a PPP loan, attach a statement. The statement should include the following. So depending on who your what software you use, the screens may be a little different, but I use Drake. We use Drake. There's a screen called, I think it's PPP2. Let me pull it up real quick to make sure I'm giving you the right screen, because a lot of people use Drake. I used to use Crosslink, but Crosslink has a lot of security issues that I didn't like, so I went back to Drake. If you use Drake, under the miscellaneous tab, there is a screen called PPP2. It's the Paycheck Protection Program Loans Received screen. On that screen, you have to put in some detailed information. I'm not going to go into that. I'll let you tax preparers read that information, but that is the screen number that you use. All right, back to what you have to include on the statement. So the first thing, there's 4 things that you have to include on the statement. So for those of you that's just joining me, if you receive the PPP loan, or if you have a client that received the PPP loan, the income is not taxable, but you have to attach a statement to the tax return, and you have to include these 4 things that I'm about to tell you in that statement. And this is how the IRS is going to audit a lot of y'all. The first thing, you have to include your name, address, your I-10. I-10 is an individual tax identification number. That's for people that don't have a social security number. So name, address, I-10, or your social security number. That's number 1. Number 2, you have to attach a statement that you are applying or applied sections 1, 2, or 3 in the revenue procedures. So there's 3 different sections that you can elect that is listed in the revenue procedures. You have to include which one of those that you're going to use. I'm not going to go into that because it's too technical, but I'll give you all the link to read the revenue procedures. The third thing that you have to include on the statement is the amount of the tax-exempt income from the forgiveness of the PPP loan that you're treating as received or accrued and for that taxable year. So you got to put the amount that you got for the PPP loan and the years. So it's going to be either 2020 or 2021. The 4th thing that you have to include on the statement is whether the forgiveness of the PPP loan has been granted as of the date you file your return. So if you file your taxes, or if you file your client's tax return this week and their PPP loan haven't been forgiven yet, then you need to put that in that statement. If it has been forgiven, then you need to put that in that statement as well. So there you have it. The PPP loan income is tax exempt. That means you're not taxed on the income. And it doesn't matter if it was forgiven or not forgiven. It's not taxable. It's tax exempt income. But you got to include that statement. And in that statement, you got to tell them how much you received for the PPP loan. Here's where it's really going to get a lot of y'all out of it. So I'll use the beauty shop Betties as a case study here, because the people that got the PPP loan that was not supposed to receive it, that got it fraudulently, that didn't really have a business, most of them stated that they were a barber or a beautician, beauty shop. That's why I say beauty shop Betties. So beauty shop Betty, in order for you to get that $20,000 PPP loan that you received, and some of y'all received it twice. So in order for you to get that much, you put on your application, or the person that completed the application for you, you put that your business grossed $100,000. So, question for you all. That business that you said you had when you got that PPP loan, did you add it to your taxes? Last year? This year? If you did you add the expenses? For the people that got the PPP loan that was supposed to get it, real legitimate businesses, your expenses are deductible. At first, Congress said that they wasn't going to allow us to take deductions on the PPP loan, take deductions for things that we paid for with the PPP loan funds, because it is kind of a double dip. But Congress came back in December of 2020, and said that we can deduct all expenses with the PPP funds that were used with the PPP funds. That was anything. First of all, there are eligible items that you had to use the PPP money for. So if you went and bought a Gucci bag, a car, if you spent your money and took vacations, whatever you did with that PPP money, if you didn't spend it on eligible expenses like payroll, rent for your business, not rent for your house, rent for your business, utilities for your business, mortgage, if you didn't use those PPP funds for those certain items, it's not going to be forgiven, number one. Number two, you're probably going to be audited, because they send y'all up. They send y'all up. Requiring you to add that statement to your tax return is going to get a lot of y'all caught up. A lot of y'all. You can take there's an election that you have to take. This is for the real business owners. There's an election that you have to take on your the PPP screen that I was telling y'all about, that for Drake users. You have to take the election in order to deduct the expenses for the PPP loans for your clients. So there's a lot of moving parts with the PPP loan and added information onto your client's tax returns. I'll provide y'all with that information to read it for yourself, because it's kind of technical. It's kind of technical. Let me see. Do I have any questions? So what if they file without putting that on there? What you think will happen? If you file and you don't report, add that statement onto your return, you're reducing that 500% chance of an audit to a 10,000% chance of an audit. They already know y'all got it. They know y'all got the money. They know y'all have the money. They got your bank account information because you gave it to them. When you got your PPP loan, you gave them your bank account information. So they can look at your bank account and see exactly what you use those funds for. And some of y'all banks turned y'all in. Some of y'all banks snitched on y'all because they were in the fire. A lot of banks issue and credit unions issued PPP loans to people that was not supposed to get it. And so to help the feds out, the banks, they gave a lot of y'all up. They sent a lot of y'all information. They turned a lot of y'all in. And the way they turned y'all in is if you had over $10,000, first of all, if you have over $10,000 in your bank account, it's reported. I know y'all know that much. But if you had a large amount of income in your bank account and it was unusual, the government asked the banks to send them your information. So a lot of y'all are being watched. Y'all didn't get away. And I pray that y'all don't get in. I hope y'all make it through the cracks. But a lot of y'all gonna be audited. And they making y'all dig a hole deeper and deeper for y'allself because they know y'all not gonna tell them. They know y'all not gonna add that information onto y'all tax return, especially if you got it fraudulently. They know y'all not gonna do it. It's gonna be an audit. There's been question as to if they're gonna hold y'all refunds. I don't know. I honestly, that's something I do not know. I've contacted a few people from the government asking that question, and they don't know. So maybe not. I know one thing. If you got the PPP loan and I prepare your taxes or one of my preparers prepare your taxes, we're going to ask you if you got the PPP loan. If you got the PPP loan and you got it fraudulently, we will not do your taxes. I don't want my name affiliated with anything fraudulently. I'm sorry. It's just business. I don't want to have anything to do with it. And if you went somewhere and got that PPP loan done fraudulently with the tax preparer, and that tax preparer haven't given you this information about you having to provide that statement on your tax return, they just set you up for an audit. We knew that they gave us the information. There's a whole revenue procedure on how to handle PPP loans. A lot of people that do taxes don't know tax law. So that's why they don't have the information. They don't know how to do tax research. They don't know how to read the revenue procedures. And that's why it matters as to who you allow to prepare your taxes. I know some of y'all be trying to support y'all family, but y'all family gonna have y'all in a world of trouble because they don't know what the hell they doing when it comes to taxes. You can't let anybody prepare your taxes. You just can't do that. You giving out your whole identity, and you putting your financial lives in jeopardy. So let me see what kind of questions I got. Yeah, big audits, definitely tax audits. One thing I can say about the audits is you got somewhere to come to for assistance. you can't go to any tax office to get audit assistance because they don't have the designation. You have to be an enrolled agent. I'm so happy I'm an enrolled agent, y'all. You have to be an enrolled agent, a tax attorney, or a CPA to represent a client in the audit. So if you went somewhere and had your taxes jacked up and don't want to go back there, you have to go to an enrolled agent, CPA, or tax attorney for audit representation. Remember that. MJ Talbert Audit Group will be glad to serve you. Let me see. So what if they paid somebody to do the forgiving paperwork? More fraud. that's more fraud. I actually own a business and didn't get approved for it. I'm sorry you didn't get approved for it. Maybe your application wasn't completed correctly, because I don't know anybody that wasn't approved for it. They wasn't checking any credit. You just had to submit the correct business documentations. Or the people that got the loans fraudulently made the money run out. So maybe before your application was processed, the money was gone. Martino says they snatching everything: houses, cars, bank accounts, and some. So here's the thing. When you're audited, majority of you all don't even respond to an audit. So when you don't respond, not because you're guilty or not because you agree with what the IRS is stating that happened, but because you're afraid. Y'all got to stop being afraid of the Internal Revenue Service. If you're afraid of the Internal Revenue Service, come to somebody like me that fights for your rights. They don't scare me. The IRS don't scare me. I know my rights and I know my clients' rights. Y'all got a lot of rights that you're not aware of. So does the IRS. If you ignore those audits, for so long, they're going to file a lien. And after they file that lien, they're going to put a levy on your bank account. They can take your homes. They can take your cars. They can garnish your wages. Like, it's extreme as to what the Internal Revenue Service can do when you owe them. They're just a big old collection agency. That's it. They collect money. They're looking for ways. The government, y'all know we broke. Y'all know our government broke. So now they're looking for ways to get money. They know that a lot of y'all got that PPP loan that ain't have no business getting it. They gonna audit y'all. Y'all gonna ignore the audits. Y'all gonna stop filing y'all taxes. The IRS gonna file the tax returns for you. Or if you do file it, they gonna take it. Like it's gonna be bad. I talked to my tax attorney this morning before the live, and she told me that the IRS is getting ready to hire 200 tax attorneys. Now, they've just hired thousands of auditors. So you put them two together, what y'all think about to happen? Don't listen to me. Let me see what else. Melinda always been about her business. I'm proud of you. Oh, thank you, mister. I'm happy. I'm happy for you too. I am. I'm proud of you too. Just now able to get on. Does the PPP loan require you to be added even if you were granted forgiveness? So for the people that just joined, the PPP loan is the income is tax exempt, meaning it's not taxable, but you are still required to add that statement on your tax return. I'm not going to go over what you need to add on that statement again. Go back and watch the live, and I gave you very detailed information for tax preparers, because if you're not a tax preparer, don't try this. Please don't try it. Go to a knowledgeable tax preparer to get this done. I will be coming to see you to get my taxes done. I'm sorry, Clarence. I'm not accepting any new clients. I only do audits. If you need audit assistance, anybody, I can assist you, but I'm not accepting any new tax clients. I'm sorry. I'm at capacity, and I just don't have the extra time. So I try not to take on too much. I can't handle any more new clients, because it's a lot of paperwork that we have to complete this year. It's a lot of documentations that we have to request from you. It's just too much, and it's a lot of audits that's happening right now. I've been swamped with audits since last year. Like I didn't get a break from taxes at all. I don't need a break. I love it. I love audits because I love fighting the IRS for my clients. Let's see if I got any more questions. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of audits. I don't see any more questions. Okay. So to wrap up, no, the PPP loan income is not taxable. Yes, you have to add it to your tax return, that statement. And I'm going to read you, if you're a Drake user, make sure I give you this. It's the PPP2 screen. They ask you 5 questions. They ask, and all of it is per the revenue procedure, 2021-48. And I know that's Spanish to some of y'all, but if you are a tax preparer, that should not be Spanish to you. You should be reading and staying up to date with the IRS's revenue procedures and everything else that they release if you're a tax preparer, a real tax preparer. You have to put the gross income amount in connection with the PPP loan. You got to put the year, whether you're doing it for 2020 or 2021. And you have to put the full amount, the tax income amount, the tax exempt amount that you receive for the PPP loan. Don't lie, y'all. Please don't lie. don't lie. It's kind of like a win. It's a losing situation. You're gonna be damned if you do, and damned if you don't. Consequences. Those are the consequences. So we'll see if they if they're gonna keep hold y'all taxes. And remember, it doesn't matter if your loan is forgiven or not. You just have to make sure you make that election in your tax software, whether it's forgiven or not. And to real businesses, again, that receive the PPP loan, whatever you use that loan for, if it was an eligible expense, you can deduct it. So don't forget to deduct it, but deduct it in the same year that you report the taxes income on your taxes. So if you already added that statement to your tax return last year, don't take the expenses this year. You're probably gonna have to go back and amend last year to add the expenses. You can amend it and add it. But everything I've been reading boils down to, if you got the PPP loan, legal or illegal, you're going to be audited. So when y'all receive those letters in the mail, don't ignore it. That's what they want y'all to do. They want y'all to ignore it so they can give you the maximum penalties and interest. And some of y'all are going to be sent up for investigation to the feds. Like, It ain't over. It's not over. It's just getting started. They're just getting started. Trust me. It don't matter how large your refund was. 20,000, 40, 50, 60, 100, it don't matter. For the second one, 100,000 is what y'all was telling them y'all made. So y'all put on the PPP loan application that you grossed $100,000 in your business. This is what y'all did. Y'all said you had a business. You said your business made $100,000. And then you filed your taxes last year and you didn't report that business. You filed your taxes this year and you didn't report that business. What you think gonna happen? What you think gonna happen? Ain't no way. Let me see if I have any more questions before I log off. I've given you all 30 minutes of my time today as promised. They want their money back. Yeah, they want their money back. They know what they're doing. They're going to get more because they're going to add so many penalties and interest. And some of those penalties are like 5,000 plus. Like, it's bad. It's gonna be bad. Some of y'all ain't gonna when they catch up with some of y'all, it's gonna be a long time before you get a tax return again. The best advice I can give you is don't ignore the audit letter if you receive it. Contact a tax attorney or an enrolled agent. Our group has a tax attorney and enrolled agents. We can represent you. We know exactly what to do. Don't try to do it by yourself. I promise you. Don't try to do it yourself. So as a first-time business owner, how do I actually prepare my tax documents? I have everything documented. Being a business owner starts with keeping good books and records. We are still accepting business clients, but if you don't have good books and records like QuickBooks, we won't accept you as a client. It's just too much when business owners don't have their books and records in order. There's too many mistakes, and y'all try to keep up with y'all business on an Excel spreadsheet. Like, yeah, it's too much. If you're a business owner, I highly recommend you invest in QuickBooks to keep up with your books and records. How do you? That's a whole nother story. But yeah, I didn't touch that PPP loan, but Alabama sent me 3 years of false businesses I put on my tax return. I paid them $9,000 this year out of my pocket. The IRS ain't playing. Why? Why did you should have see? We could have helped you. You wouldn't have had to pay that much. But if you, yeah, when people add those fake businesses to the return, though, it leads into the fraud category. So it's a little bit different when it comes to fraud. Be thankful that they didn't try to file a suit against you. Yeah, they not playing. They don't play. But the state is different from the IRS, mister. It's not the same. If you were audited by the state of Alabama, that's just for the state. Be lucky that you got away with the IRS. Yeah, I have all that, both electronic and paper. Okay. If you have an electronic books and records, then we'll be happy to accept you as a business client. You have to be your business has to gross a minimum of $100,000 though, in order for us to take you on as a client. Congratulations, though. It's being a business owner is not easy. It's way more than going to get a business license and becoming an LLC. That's what they tell y'all to do. It's a lot more to being a business owner. And if you don't know your numbers, your numbers in business, you don't have business. You don't have business. Yeah, I made way over that. Okay, well, you probably would be the perfect client. Give our office a call, 706-507-2481, and schedule a consultation. Or you can go online, www.mjtax.com, to schedule a consultation. Yeah, they tell y'all to go and get an LLC, file a Schedule C for your business. Do a business consultation with an attorney or somebody that knows what they're doing before you go out and do all of that. Because some people, like their first year, they gross over $200,000. You don't need to be no schedule. You don't need to be an LLC filing a Schedule C if you gross that much. And you don't have to go to a CPA. I'm not a CPA. I don't have a desire to be a CPA, but I can promise you I'll run circles around a lot of CPAs. A lot of audits that I'm working on now came from CPAs that messed up their tax return. Not bad mouth the CPAs, but CPA, when it comes to taxes, you learn this much about taxes, tax law, and tax relief, tax resolution. Go to an enroll agent or a tax attorney. If you have a toothache, you're not going to go to your regular doctor. You're going to go see your dentist. Treat your business the same. You have an audit, don't go to a regular tax preparer. Come to an audit specialist. That's us. Okay, if you all don't have any more questions, I have to get back to work. Let me make sure I'm not missing any questions. I think I've answered all the questions. If I didn't, if I skipped anybody's questions, because sometimes there's a delay on my end, I'll try my best to respond to it online. Okie dokie. I'm Melinda Talbert. And I'll talk to y'all later. Kudos. Bye.